Rugby Hub viewers, and welcome back to another great episode, a World Cup episode. Let's not forget, tomorrow we're getting underway. Gabs, it's great to see you in the same room. I guess for the first time we have an episode in the same room. You look lovely. It's good to see you. Thanks for making the flight over on the border here of France.
No, good. It's lovely to be here. I mean, I'm very excited. Tomorrow we hit the road, and then we've got Italy and South Africa in the stadium, and obviously very excited also to watch that opening game tomorrow night, France versus New Zealand, which is why we're here today.
Italy and South Africa in the stadium. That's interesting.
Did I say Italy, South Africa?
Yeah.
Pardon me. I meant
it's okay. It was a long flight.
Yeah.
Regardless, tomorrow obviously is the opening game between the All Blacks and the host France. I guess, Gabsy, could we have asked for a better opening game? As we record this, obviously on the casting couch here at Rugby Hub, we'd love to hear from you guys, obviously what your predictions are and obviously the lineups. Gabsy, this is a massive game.
It's a huge game. I mean, let's be honest. I think the only World Cup opener that could really top this, if any, would be obviously when South Africa hosts the World Cup again. But I mean, that's not me being passionate or biased.
South Africa, Namibia?
South Africa, Namibia, of course.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Neighbours clashing. But let's focus on New Zealand, France. I mean, massive game. I think both teams, obviously, they've lost some important players. Will that be key tomorrow? I believe so. I mean, you can't throw out Romain Tamac. I mean, he's been so key to that French success in recent years. The combination of Tamac and Depois playing together at Toulouse, also playing together for France. Even though, Jalabert is an excellent player, I think they will obviously miss his attacking game, his start of play. He's not a bad kicker of the ball either.
But do they really need a very good kicker when you have Thomas Ramos, you have Melvin Jaminet, who's an exceptional kicker?
For me, I'm talking about attacking gameplay, cross kicks, little chip and chases. He's been phenomenal.
You got Depois for that. But anyways, before we get...
He needs to find some form.
Oh, please, man. That guy's been in form since he started playing rugby. Before we get into the teams, Gabsy, if we look at some of those past results that New Zealand faced France in World Cups, I remember when we were younger, the 2007 World Cup, where France actually shocked New Zealand and beat them in the quarterfinals in their host, as France were the host in their home World Cup. And then in 2011, they faced each other in the final in New Zealand, where New Zealand won, and they were the hosts of that World Cup.
Yeah.
And fast forward that to 2015.
It was a record score in the quarterfinal, I believe.
That was just an exceptional, not game, but team that the All Blacks had. Yeah, I mean, they went back to back. It's
almost like the Springbok team right now, I would say.
I wouldn't get too ahead of ourselves right yet.
No, I'm just very excited to see the Boks play, obviously. But let's quickly touch on that. I mean, if you think about it, obviously, that's a complete different era of rugby players. Right now, France is world number 3, New Zealand's world number 4, obviously after the upset against the Bokke. But I think if you're being honest, for me, this is very much a 50-50 game. Jordie Barrett has also been announced injured.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see it here behind us, but we keep rotating the teams. I assume you guys have also seen the teams. You've got Retallick, you've got Frizzell, and you've got Barrett out, and de Groot. So the All Blacks are missing a few players.
I think de Groot is playing though.
Lomax, the other prop.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're missing a few key players. I think it might be of that cut on his knee, and then you have obviously France missing a couple of key players. Paul Willemse was also announced; he's not going to make the game. So for me, it's very much like level playing ground. Yeah. And I don't know, Grant. I think you said earlier to me when we were talking about this, that you actually back the French.
I do back the French. I think, like you mentioned, both teams have been plagued with injuries for this opening game, and not only just players in that squad, but very much influential players. I mean, we haven't even touched on Danty not being there.
Yeah.
I mean, he, to me, is just a massive part. I mean, they put in Bafana, the youngster, to play in that 12 channel.
23-year-old from Bordeaux.
And Gal Fico will partner him. Luckily, and there's a lot of experience in Gal Fico. But to me, this game will be won or lost up front. We saw how the Springboks managed to beat New Zealand by playing a very power game, and we know that the French have a very strong forward pack. So Settle by being injured, and then on the other side, Lomax being injured. So maybe the scrums will still match up. You still got the beef of Antonio there, and then Woki coming in there. So I think this French team with their forward pack that they have, and obviously Dalton Papali'i for New Zealand coming in because there's no Shannon Frizzell.
Yeah, he's coming at
with
6. Yeah.
With Retallick being out, you can't play Scott Barrett in there either. So you got to play Scott Barrett with Whitelock on lock. And then I just think that New Zealand will bring a bit more speed with Papali'i, but they need a strong Kano type, Frizzell type 6 in that team. So that might be...
you make an excellent point. I do think, however, they know what they have in their squad, and I do think, the likes of Richie Mahanga, Bowden Barrett, those type of players will step up tomorrow. They will, take the challenge and take the responsibility. And let's not forget, you still have Audie Sevilla. You still have the likes of Sam White. Like, what's that, the 4th World Cup for him now? So you have some Cody Taylor. You've got some really experienced players, and I'm not throwing them out of this. I'm going to go with the All Blacks. I do think, we don't see the All Blacks lose 2 games in a row a lot.
No.
So coming off a record defeat against the Springboks, I would think they know how important it is to start this World Cup on the right note. And I'm going to back the All Blacks by 6 points, like on my Superbru, which you can look publicly at.
You've already locked it in?
Not locked it in yet, but after the game, sure, you can watch it. Might be if Moanga or Barrett, talking about Bowden Barrett, pulls out last minute, I might change that.
Yeah. Okay, but Gabsy, who for the All Blacks then needs to have a great game for the All Blacks then to win by 6? Audie Sevilla.
If Audie Sevilla plays a phenomenal game, he matched them up physically up front. And if he carries a lot of ball, he gets a couple of steals, and if they can defend that French team and match them up physically up front, and I feel like Audie Sevilla is the type of player you need him to have good discipline, not stand off many penalties in the first couple of minutes, put pressure on the French, and All Blacks will have smooth sailing. Of course, the French have the home advantage. It's gonna be quite tough task.
That's a different topic. But just to come back to that point, so Audie Sevilla, I don't think he's an undisciplined player. I think he's pretty solid.
Incident, but yeah.
Anyways, to me, Gabs, in that All Black team, I think Sam Cane needs to have a big game. I think the All Blacks were lacking leadership in that Springbok defeat that they took, and Sam Cane, it just feels like he's not really firing up the team as he should be, not necessarily leading by example. Obviously, we're maybe comparing him to McCaw or to a Kieran Reid or so. I just feel like he needs to have a big game.
No, you make an excellent point, of course. I'm just smiling because I have a lot of Kiwi friends, and I don't think he's got a lot of fans out there. For some reason, he's not the most favourite,
but maybe to that point,
squad. He needs to step up. Exactly, yeah. He could be everyone's hero post-World Cup.
Could be.
So, no, excellent point. For me, it will still remain after you've lovely argumented to why Sam Cane needs to play a good game. But I will remain with Audie Sevilla, and I think, it's going to be a really great game.
What about the French then, Gabsy? Who in that French squad needs to have a good game for the French to pull this one through on their home soil?
This one guy, if he runs the show, it's over. And if the Poa runs the show, it's going to be over. If it's the Poa show tomorrow, then, I don't think that the All Blacks stand a chance. If he gets clean ball, gets fast ball, and he gets to play with his backline around, and
Well, that's the thing with the forward pack. That's what it's going to come down to. For me, Gabsy, in this one for the French, I think Thomas Ramos needs to have a massive game. I think it will be a very tight encounter. Neither team. Off the tee, he needs to be very solid. He needs to manage that backfield very well with the likes of Villiers and Damien Penaud, who is going to be a try-scoring machine this World Cup. Very excited for him. But Thomas Ramos in this game is going to be a big one. So we're going to watch this game, Gabsy, in Dijon tomorrow in France at a French pub. We'll bring you guys some feedback after that game.
Yeah, we'll do a couple of post-match interviews out there.
Why not?
Why
yeah,
not?
Les bleus.
Le
Yeah, les noirs. Noir is black.
Anyways, Goran, thank you so much.
An absolute pleasure.
An absolute pleasure. Thank you for hosting me. And guys, please let us know what you think will happen in this opening game. Check out our Instagram and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for the continuous support. Take care.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.